Good day, my people, my people, my people, my people, my people. This is St. Vincent the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo. Ha! Coming to you this morning with another message from the Most High. No politics. For the people in St. Vincent the Grenadines, Miss Margaret, what's her name? Margaret Haywood? I have some good news for Margaret Haywood, which I'll bring for her on Friday. This is Social Issues on Friday coming. I'm going to speak to Miss Margaret Haywood. I can ensure that Margaret Haywood get her monies from the Building and Loan Association in St. Vincent the Grenadines. But that is for Friday. Today, I want to speak who lied on the Son of the Most High. Who says that Jesus said what he didn't say? Who lie on the Son of God? Who say Jesus said what he didn't say? Now, if you're going to join me for a little while, I want you to share this live video on your page, on a friend page. Share it on your page, because this is the serious word of the Most High. So while I take some time to invite some people to come and view this live video, we're going to talk about the Most High. Right? Today, I'm just going to sing a song that I wrote a month or so ago. Right? Just to amuse myself while I send out some invitation here to the people who would want to hear what I have to say. And whether you view this video live or whether you view it on the rerun, I want you to share it whenever you view it. Because in this video, it's very important information for my brothers and sisters who thinks they are African but are really members of the Israelite community that are direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So what Yahweh shall say, I am going to do just what Yahweh shall say. I'm going to move the biggest mountain. I'm going to bring my people healing. I am going to do just what Yahweh shall say. Greater things than I have done, you are going to do. And anything you ask of me, I will give to you. You're going to move mountains, calm the raging seas, and those who are troubled, you're going to give them liberty. What Yahweh shall say, what the Most High say. I am going to do just what the Most High say. I'm going to send the devil running. I'm going to move the biggest mountain. I am going to do just what the Most High say. Seek ye first God's kingdom and his righteousness, and anything you ask for, it will be blessed. Oh my God, I forget the lines. But what the Most High say, what the Most High say, I am going to do just what the Most High say. I'm going to move the biggest mountain. I'm going to bring my people healing. I am going to do just what the Most High say. I have invited a few people. Well, let me see. Let me just send out a few more invitations. And whether you want to view this live or not, we are going to deal with this very important topic today. Who lied on the Son of God? Who say Jesus said what he didn't say? This is the topic for today. Ingrid Davis is watching. Who lied on the Son of God? Who said what the Most High say, what the Son of God say? Who say what the Son of God said that he didn't say? This is what we're going to take about. Now, there is no doubt. History and the Bible have revealed that the children of the transatlantic slave trade are indeed the direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our foreparents are who the Bible are based on, the children of the transatlantic slave trade. Dean Franklin, my good friend, how are you? The evidence is there to tell us that the children of the transatlantic slave trade are the direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our forefathers were those who were in Egypt, who the Most High delivered using Moses. The evidence is there. The evidence is clear. And guess what? Everybody, everyone except the children of the transatlantic slave trade have accepted that, have come to the conclusion, because all of the evidence and the documentation that are available says that we are the children of Israel, the direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But there have been a big conspiracy to ensure that the children of the transatlantic slave trade do not find out who they really are, because when we know who we are and we serve the Most High in spirit and in truth as He called us to serve, we are going to be a mighty people. The Most High gets personally involved in our affairs, especially when we are faithful to Him. Now, there's a big conspiracy to ensure that we never find out who we are. That we never find out who we are. And a part of that conspiracy, the evil demonic forces of this world, those who are in authority, who has monopolized the Bible, have put in things in the Bible that should not be there. There are uninspired writing that are embedded between the inspired writing that came from the Most High. And where they refuse to put uninspired writing in the Bible, they get their demonic pastors and preachers to go out and sell us a lie by misinterpreting the truth as the Most High wants His people to hear it, as the Most High wants His people to understand it. So today, I am going to show you some lies where the Caucasian have said Jesus say what He didn't say. And I want you to bear with me for a while. Always remember, the most effective lie is a lie that is mixed with truth and with error. When you make a lie that has some fragment of truth in it, even though people do not believe the story outright, it casts doubts into the minds of those who are hearing. And all it takes for a lie to be effective is doubt. That is all it takes for life to be effective. If you have a level of doubt in the truth, then those who intend to deceive you were successful, because now you are not sure whether that which is being spoken is the truth or a lie. All it takes for a lie to be effective is an element of doubt. Always remember that. So now, one of the things we must always remember is that Jesus Christ is the declared Son of the Most High. No one can change that. As much as they don't like it, no one can change it. And Jesus Christ, according to Revelation chapter 1, is a black man, a man whose skin is as bronze that was burnt. in the fire. That's our complexion. This is it, right here. As much as they hate it, they cannot change that fact that Jesus Christ is indeed a black man. Now, one of the things that you have to remember, what Jesus Christ says, I come here to do the will of the Father who sent me, not my will, but your will be done. These are the words of Jesus Christ. What is the Father's will? The Father's will is that you live a life as is dictated by the Father, and you speak only that which the Father would have you speak when you are speaking on behalf of the Father. You have to remember that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who came before Jesus, was servant of the Most High, who spoke on behalf of the Most High. Elijah, Jeremiah, and all of these other prophets are ambassadors of the Most High, who brought to the people of the Most High express will for us. And remember, the Most High says in Malachi, I am God, I change not. Right? I'm the same God yesterday, I'm the same God today, and I'll be the same God tomorrow. So the Most High don't change. He don't change his philosophy. He don't change his appearance. He don't change the laws and his statute. As Jesus Christ himself said, not one dot, a tickle, or jot shall we take away from the laws or the prophets. Not one. Right? So we have to remember that when Jesus declared that he come here to do the will of his Father, he can only say that which his Father has said through the prophets when he is speaking on behalf of the Father. If you go against the prophet, the judgments, the laws, then he is going into business for himself. But this is the Son of God. He will never go into business for himself. Right? So let us turn our Bibles. Let us turn our Bibles to Matthew chapter 5. And let us start unveiling these lies that these people want us to believe that Jesus says, which he didn't say. And remember, when Jesus spoke, he didn't speak anything that was original. People, share this video if you're with me. Share this video if you are with me. He didn't speak anything that was original. All he did was he quoted the prophets and he put what they said into perspective to his day and to our time. Now, let us go to verse 7 of Matthew 5. It is recorded here that Jesus says, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Do you really think Jesus had come and tell his people, blessed are the merciful, for you shall obtain mercy? When Isaiah, the prophet who Jesus have quoted, who Jesus learned from, has said in Isaiah chapter 2 verse 9, when the mean man or the wicked man bow down to you, or the great man humble himself, forgive him not. The Most High have given us an attitude where we are not to show mercies to anyone, especially those who have offended him as creator and those who have offended our people as the chosen one. You see, if you have to show mercy, then you will give everyone the impression that they can trample upon the rights of the Most High children at any time. And what does that make us? That make us ordinary, not unique or peculiar, as it is said that we are a royal priesthood. When you infringe royalty, it is the law that you pay for your infringement upon royalty. Right? So Jesus could not come and tell his people that You better be merciful if you want to have mercy. He will never do that, right? He will never ever come and say that, because his father told Isaiah to say in Isaiah chapter 2 verse 9, when the mean man humble himself, bow down to you, and when the powerful humble themselves, forgive them not. Right? Forgive them not. Blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall see God. Do you think Jesus actually said this? When we consider, we read in Exodus, where, let me see if I can find it here and go over this thing, instead of mumbling my way through it. I have it right here somewhere. Here it is, yeah. We read in Exodus 17:18, where Amalek attacked the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt. And in verse 14, the Most High says, write this down in the book of remembrance, and remember to block out the name of Amalek from under the heavens, right? 20 years later, I think it is in 20 years later, in Deuteronomy 2:27. No, not 20 years later. 40 years later, in Deuteronomy 2:27, Moses, before he leave Israel, remind them of what Amalek did and their obligation to ensure that they block out the name of Amalek from under the heavens. And 496 years later, the Most High sent Saul to destroy every Amalekite. So after all that is said and done, it would be a conflict in the information here if the Most High is now saying through his son, right, that you must be peacemakers. No. Yeah, it would be a conflict here if now the Most High is going to tell his people that you must be peacemakers, right? Through his son, Yahweh, Jesus Christ. But in Matthew 10:34, Jesus Christ declared, I did not come to bring peace on earth. Right? Don't think I come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace on earth, but I came but to bring a sword. You understand? He came to bring a sword. So Jesus did not come to bring peace on earth. So when they tell you that Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers, for you shall see God, they're lying on Jesus again. They are lying on Jesus Christ again. Because the man says in Matthew 10:34, do not think I come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but I come to bring a sword. And let us go down to 10. To Matthew 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which persecute you for righteousness' sake, for you are the king, for you have the kingdom of heaven. So you see, there's a trend here. There's a trend where those people who have messed with the word of God are targeting the Israelite community, me and you, the black people, the children of the transatlantic slave trade, because it is their whole intention to make us afraid, because they know that we who love the Most High will never intentionally go against the Most High will, especially when it is being pounded in our ears and in our heads on a regular basis. We would not intentionally go against the Most High will. And in 11 they say, blessed are you when man shall reveal you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely. Right? So, what they're trying to do, they are trying to ensure that when they do us the wickedness, when they take advantage of the Most High people, we must be so afraid to offend the Most High that we comply with the words, the fabricated words of his Son. So what they did, they come up with some fancy phrase and they put them in the Bible and they say, these are the words of Jesus, the Son of God, and you should never go against the words of the Son of God. Right? Let us go on. And as we read on, it gets more and more ridiculous. They want us to just give them mercy for all of the evil and all of the wickedness they imposed upon us. And they expect us not only to give them mercy, but we must not speak about their evil. And it is here. Hear what I say here. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good work and glorify your Father. Then say our Father. So they will glorify your Father. So what they're saying, when they come and they take advantage of you, when they come and they shoot down your sons and your daughters in the streets, as they are accustomed doing, right? Let the world see your good works. Let the world see that you're offering forgiveness where you shouldn't be offering forgiveness, so that they could glorify your Father and you will get the credit. They use the Bible to make the children of the transatlantic slave trade passive, not to follow the Most High word. So what they're saying now, let these things that Jesus says, let the world see them. Let the world see that you're doing them. And they will glorify your Father. They don't care about the glory of the Father. They don't care about the glory of the Father. If you want to glorify the Father, you have to live as the Father say live. Follow the laws and the prophets. Right? And I will show you something at the end of this. Listen to how they're playing on our emotions. So when they shoot us down in the streets, they expect to get away with it scot-free. No repercussion for their evil actions against us as the Most High children. Listen what they say in verse 21 of Matthew 5. Listen to what they say in verse 21 of Matthew chapter 5. You have heard it was said in the old times, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever killeth shall be in danger of the judgment. Thou shalt not kill. People, remember, the Most High sent his king Saul, and he told Saul to destroy every Amalekite there were. Remember, the Most High did not tell David to go and kill Goliath. But David went and he killed Goliath. And the Most High said, David is a man after my own heart. Remember, the Most High sent Joshua to fight against the Midianites. And almost 100,000 of the Midianites' men were killed under Joshua's leadership. But they're telling you now that Jesus says, remember this says in those of old time, thou shalt not kill. But if you kill, you'll be in danger of the judgment. You have to remember, when the Most High said this to Moses, he was telling Moses to tell the Israelites that they ought not to kill each other. They are not to kill each other. And remember that. Don't kill your brothers. Don't kill your sisters. Kill your enemies. And the example is there that we ought to kill our enemies. You understand? If you remember, the prophet Elijah killed 800 men in one day. Those were the enemies of the Most High. And Elijah was rewarded. He have never seen death. Right? So when they tell you, don't forget it was said in days of old time, don't kill. You understand? But they just don't want you not to kill them. They want you. Right? So they want to be able to come and slaughter your children in the streets. Shoot them down like dogs in the streets and walk away scot-free. That has been happening here in the United States for centuries, where the Caucasians, in their capacity of slave masters, in their capacity as regular citizens under the Jim Crow, and in their capacity of police officers in this United States, have been walking around and shooting on black men and women, putting their knees on their necks and suffocate them, asphyxiate them to death, and walk away scot-free. So that is what they are hoping to accomplish, so that you don't retaliate and give them what Moses said, to give them an eye for an eye. Now, this is an interesting one. This is what it says in Matthew 5, 23, 24, and 25. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember it, that your brother has wronged you, he has wronged you, leave there the gift before the altar, go your way, first be reconciled with your enemy, and then come back and offer your gift. You see, the thing is, it right? These people, their whole intent is to keep us passive so that we can never rise up as the Most High wants us to rise up. Right? Let us go on. And as in relation to justice, this says, okay, let us move on. Let's go through. Let us go down to 38. 38 is very interesting. Verse 38 of Matthew 5 is very interesting. You have heard it have been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that you resist not evil. So when people come and do you bad things, when they come and shoot you down, put their foot on your necks in the streets, resist not evil. But whosoever smite thee on the right cheek, turn to him the other cheek. And if a man should sue you at the law, to take away your coat, give him your cloak also. And whosoever compel you to go 1 mile, go 2 miles. So what they're saying, Moses says that an eye for an eye, a tooth for tooth, right? What Moses was saying here is let justice be done. And he used the example if a man injured a pregnant woman and he didn't do it with malice, right? The injury was not caused out of malice. Hold on 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Let me try and rectify this situation here. And his injury of that lady was not done maliciously, right? Then what ought to happen? The man must pay for the injury he caused the lady according to that which her husband dictates he should pay, right? And they must take it to the judge, and the judge must enforce the payment. But if it was fine that that man caused a lady to abort a child intentionally out of hate, then that man must pay his life for a life. So Moses said, it will be a life for a life, a tooth for tooth, an eye for an eye. All he's saying, that if you intentionally inflict upon another injury, then you must pay for it. That is what the justice system is here for. But they don't want that either. They don't want the children of Israel, the children of the transatlantic slave trade, to get justice even in the system that is set up in this day for them to get justice. Do you know what they did? They say, you must not kill. 38. Let's go to 38. It was said for an eye and tooth for tooth. But don't worry with that. Don't worry with the thing with the eye for an eye and tooth for tooth. Don't worry with that. That's what they're saying. Don't worry with the fact that the Most High says an eye for an eye, a tooth for tooth, that people must pay for the wrong that they inflict on their brothers and sisters. Right? But hear what they're saying. Resist not evil. If a man come to kill you, stand up and be killed. That is what has been happening here in this America, where the police will come to a black person. The black person could see and feel the intent of the wicked police officer. He's going to kill him. His intention is clear. He's going to kill him. And he must not resist evil. You think Jesus Christ, who had the example of David, who slay Goliath without even consulting the Most High, because Goliath not only endangered the Most High reputation, he endangered the Most High people. Saul, who went to war, David, who went to war and slay millions of people. Do you think that Jesus will ever condemn the actions of the prophets and the warriors of the Most High by telling you not to resist evil? How could this be true? And you want to tell me that after telling Moses, an eye for an eye and a tooth for tooth, that justice must be done, you want to tell me the God of justice is now telling his people not only not to go in pursuit of your rights in the court system, but if a man maliciously come and slap you on one cheek, foolishly turn the other cheek and take another slap. Foolishness, people. Jesus Christ cannot go against the prophets. He cannot say what the prophets didn't say. Jesus Christ was the Son of God. He came on earth to do the will of his Father, not his own will. He came to do the will of his Father. The prophets were sent by his Father. The prophets were his ambassador. So Jesus had to comply with that which the prophet says. The prophets were there to expound that which the Most High wanted his people to know. So Jesus could not go against what the prophet says. He cannot. It's totally impossible for him to do that. he will be going against his Father's will, and he will not be doing as he says, which says, I come not to do my will, but to do the will of my Father who sent me. You understand? So he couldn't contradict himself. And remember, this is the same Jesus who says, don't think I come to bring peace upon earth. I ain't come to bring peace. I come to bring a sword. You understand? So how could the man who tell you he ain't come here to bring peace, he come to bring a sword? But that is another story for another day. We have to explain that which follow that text. Because a lot of people have been taking it out of context and selling it to our people wholesale because they want us to fight among each other. You understand? That's another study for another day. But I say unto you, this is the biggest one. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them that despisefully use you and persecute you, that you may be children of your Father. If you want to be children of your Father, you have to follow the Most High law without fear and favor. Right? You don't love your enemies. What did Isaiah say? Isaiah said in chapter 2 verse 9, when the mean man, the wicked man, bow down themselves to you, and the powerful humble themselves, forgive them not. Jesus Christ cannot go against what Isaiah says. Isaiah brought the word of the Most High, his Father. Jesus Christ said, I come to do the will of his Father. And if you go back through Jesus Christ's life and you read his text, you will discover that he has been quoting Isaiah strongly. Therefore, Isaiah was the man who prophesied Jesus' coming into this world. Isaiah was the man who laid the groundwork for the prophets to accept Jesus' coming, or Yahushua's coming into this world. Jesus quoted Isaiah more than he quoted any of the other prophets. He knew what Isaiah says back and forth. He understand that Isaiah was a minister that was sent by his Father. And everything that Isaiah said that is recorded here was the word of the Most High, was the word of Jesus' Father. So can Jesus now go and against the word of his Father as was spoken by Isaiah? Never. He will never do that. Because he and his Father are one. They have the same objective. The redemption of his people. The elevation of his people on this earth. That is the objective of the Most High. That is the objective of Jesus Christ. But the objective of our enemies is to ensure that we remain afraid and coward and forgiven, so they can trample upon us. They can take advantage of us. They can kill us and beat us and imprison us as much as they want. And they are free to do it because our Bible says that we are not to retaliate. We are supposed to resist not evil. That is what they want. They don't want us to resist them. Remember, Jesus don't have, the Most High don't want his people to associate with those that are not of his. You understand? That is why he says in 2 Corinthians 6:17, come out from among them, my people, and be separated. So we are not supposed to be mingling up and dancing up and jumping up with our enemies. He said, come out from them, among them, and be separated. Why? So that I can be a father unto you, and you can be my son and my daughter. That's what the Most High says. Come out from among them and be separated. Right? Because I want to be your father. I want you to be my son. I want to be your daughter. But as long as you are mingling with them, as long as you are jumping up with them, as long as you are associated with them, I cannot be your father as I'm supposed to be, because there you will be distracted. And remember what Zechariah said in Zechariah 2, 7 and 8. The short version. Israel, deliver yourself, O Zion, that dwell among the daughters of Babylon. Deliver yourself, my people who dwell among the daughters of Babylon. For he that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of my eye. People, you don't understand. You don't understand, and you have to come to the realization that you, as an Israelite, you, as a son and daughter, the descendant of the transatlantic slave trade, you are the apple of the Most High's eye. When they touch you, the Most High says, they touch the apple of my eyes. But guess what? Added to that, all the thing that they says, Jesus says you are blessed for, are the same things, that the Most High said in Deuteronomy 28, 16 to 68, says that you are cursed. All the things that you say, if you do here, you are blessed, the Most High said in Deuteronomy 28, 16 to 16, those are the curses. So what they're trying to say, that now the curses for the transatlantic slave trade children are blessings. So be happy and be exceedingly glad and do this and do that, and you are blessed, right? But all of those things that Jesus outlined in Matthew 5, right, are what the Most High says are curses. So if you find yourself in these situations, right, it means that you're cursing and not living according to the Most High. So we could see that these people are clearly saying the things that the Son of the Most High will never say. They put it in here to keep us passive, weak, afraid, and disloyal to our Father. That is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They put these words here to say Jesus says, where Jesus did not say, to keep us passive, afraid, poor, wretched, and in disobedience to the Father. Jesus could never say these things. He knows better. He came from the Father. He is the only, remember this, Jesus is the only creature that have ever seen the Father's face. When the Father created him, he created him before he created the foundation of the world. And he hid him away in his holy presence. So Jesus has been dwelling in the presence of the Father, outside the knowledge of every creature who was created after him, because no creature could ever penetrate. The eyes of no creature can penetrate the glory of the Most High. No creature whatsoever. Their eyes cannot penetrate the glory of the Most High. So Jesus dwelling in the presence of the Most High for eons and eons and eons of years and years and years, and no one knew who is there. And this is just the simple truth. You understand? So when they tell you, Jesus says, be as wise as a serpent and examine everything carefully, because the Most High says, in the last days there will come a famine, not for food and water, but a famine for the word of God. That means we will have the word of God, but it will be so corrupt that we will not know what to believe. Unless we be faithful to the Most High, and unless, not only be faithful, that we consult the Most High and ask him for the aid of his Holy Spirit to guide us through the confusion that the Caucasian has put in the Bible, we too will be caught up, we too will be lost, we too will be wretched, we too will be afraid and coward, because our enemies have messed with the word so that we can be stupid, afraid, not even resisting evil. Where would the Most High tell you not to resist evil? Huh? The Most High hates evil in all of its form. Why would he tell his people not to resist evil? Why would he do that? He would never do such a thing. The Most High would never do such a thing. Let me tell you something before I go. If you really want to serve the Most High, you have to read his word with the Holy Spirit. Do what the Most High say fearlessly. Fearlessly. Follow the example of the patriots and the prophets. Follow the example of David. Follow the example of Samuel. Follow the example of Saul. Right? Follow the example of Samson. Listen to me. You have to remember, right, that when Elijah killed 800 prophets, Elijah was taken up to heaven in a chariot of fire. Never see that. David killed thousands of men. David died in his own bed. And the last thing I heard about David is that he get a little chill and they put a virgin to warm him up. That is the reward of those who are faithful to the Most High. You go through Abraham. He and 315 men or somewhere thereabout fought against the 5 kings of the south. Kill a lot of them. Jacob and his sons fight against the king, the 5 kings of, what was it? Let me get it straight. Fight against the 5 kings of which nation were they? I can't remember. But he and his sons fight against them, while Isaac was home praying to ensure that the Most High give his children the victory over the enemy. They kill thousands of men. Our priest Levi and Simeon went into the land of Shechem, and they killed every man in Shechem. You have to remember, when you do what the Most High says, when you break down the hedge of the evil and destroy evil people, especially those who defy the Most High and those who touch the apples of the Most High eyes, you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded, because the Most High says, no good thing will I withhold from those who love me. You love him enough. Do you love him enough to stain your hands with the blood of the Most High enemies? Ha! That's a big question. If you don't love him that much, like David loved him, you'll not be able to be called a man after the Most High heart. You understand? Even kings, even Samuel the prophet, take a sword and hacked King Agag into little pieces. Little pieces, he chop him up. That is a prophet of the Most High. That is the priest of the Most High who did that because he was willing to soil his hands, or to clean his hands with the blood of the Most High's enemy. People, don't let nobody make you a fool. Don't let nobody tell you that you must not resist evil. Don't sit down and let no one shoot you down, shoot down your family. You are an Israelite. You are a prince, a royal priesthood. You are a royal priesthood. And if you are a royal priesthood and the Most High is the king, then no one is supposed to touch you. You are off limits to them. That is why in Deuteronomy 28 verse 7 it says, your enemy will come at you as a united front, they will flee from you in 7 directions, not even with your help. Because the Most High is going to come and take charge of the situation. Listen to me. The Most High sent Joshua into war against the Midianites. He said, Joshua, put down your sword. Take up a shield. In the other hand, I want you to put put down your sword and your shield. In one hand, I want you to have a torch, and the other one put a horn. And go with 300 men against almost 400,000 men. And when I tell you, blow your horn, you don't have to do no work. Just blow the horn, and I will do the work for you. Let me tell you something, man, people. Nobody can touch us when we are faithful to the Most High. No one can touch us when we are faithful to the Most High. Do you know why they invented the atomic bombs and guns and ammunition? Do you know why they invented these things? It's because when the Israelite is faithful to the Most High, he is able to do the same thing that Elijah did by bringing fire, atomic fire, fire that is greater than atomic, from heaven to destroy his enemies and the enemies of our Most High. We have the power to do that. They are only trying to come upon power to match the power that the Most High have given us the ability and the capability to do. And the Bible says Elijah bring fire from heaven. Elijah created the fireballs with his own hands, and destroy the enemies of the Most High. Because we have the power to do it. But first we must become faithful and righteous men, living as the Most High wants us to live. And we will be able to access this power. You think I'm talking off my own head? My people, my people, my people. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. Blessed be Yahweh's only begotten Son, the great Redeemer and Sovereign Prince, his Son Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for giving me knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, and the opportunity to speak to his people his words, not as I see it, but as he, the Most High, will have me speak it. Talk to you soon, my people. What Yahweh shall say, what the Most High say, I am going to do just what the Most High say.